I think the point that we have, that we want to make with something like this, is that sometimes we can push ourselves to the point, be motivated to do something that grows out of an obsessive compulsive desire to accomplish things and compromise ourselves. And I'm not talking about that, but I think it's wonderful to be motivated, to have whatever that is in us that is some kind of a response to life to fulfill some kind of a need. How do we motivate ourselves positively? We know the negative motivations. We've seen those things. They're usually involved in avoidance and fear and that kind of stuff. But how do we motivate ourselves positively? Well, I think positive self-motivation begins with a transformation of our attitude, or a change of our attitude. And our attitude is a combination of various elements. It's what we think, what we feel, what we do, how we behave, how these all come together to give us an attitude that allows us to be clearly focused on something important in our life, and then to apply that. But in being motivated to do something, we need to be convinced, I think, that the benefits that are going to come as a result of what it is we want to experience far outweigh the price that we're going to pay for it. And that makes sense. And you know, let me go back just a little bit. Years ago, when I was not in the ministry too long, I mean, maybe 10 or 15 years. I've been in it for 36 years now. But I had the opportunity to happen, for whatever the reason, be in a context where I was dealt with a lot of people, some of them my very close friends, that were alcoholics, and then some that got into drugs. And some of you here may be able to relate to some of this yourself. And I wanted to learn as much as I could about this. I was asked to participate in an intervention, so I went to some training on that. And the next thing you know, I started studying about it, and I wanted to learn more and more. And in my studies, it's interesting, I came to the conclusion that the addict, the alcoholic, the overeater, you know, there are all kinds of different kinds of addictions, vacuum cleaning addiction, washing your hands too much addiction, all of these things. I kind of began to get the idea that whoever has this kind of compulsion, whatever one it happens to be, they really must feel that the addiction is worth whatever the price is that they're paying. And no, I studied John Bradshaw on he's long gone now, I guess, but this is many years ago, and he was an alcoholic. He was a Catholic priest that finally left the priesthood, and then he became very active in the alcoholic community, the AA community. And he had a definition that I like very much. So let me see if I can remember it. He says, addiction is the obsessive compulsive attachment to something without which we don't feel we can survive. Think about that. Now that may be pretty extreme. I can say, well, I can survive. Well, the obsessive compulsive attachment to something that we don't think we can do without. And that's really it. And you may not totally agree with that, and if you don't agree with that, that's fine. But take it and look at that and ask yourself, are there obsessive compulsive drives that I have that are inhibiting my ability to be able to be fully expressed in this life? And I think there are. Wow.